Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the art of creating a gallery wall that adds personality, creativity, and style to any space. You know, those walls that just draw you in and tell a story? That's what we're after. A collection of pieces that reflects you and the things you love. A gallery wall can be that. A place where your eye lands and your heart feels at home. We're going to walk through this step by step, and I promise it's easier than you think. So grab your favorite frames, those pieces you've been wanting to display, and let's get started. First things first, let's talk about what speaks to you. What are the pieces that resonate with your soul and make you feel something every time you look at them? What's the story you want this wall to tell? Is it a narrative of your life's journey or a collection of moments that define who you are? Is it filled with family photos that make you smile every time you pass by? These photos can capture precious memories and milestones that are dear to your heart. Or maybe it's a collection of art prints that inspire you. Art can evoke emotions and transport you to different places and times. Maybe you've got travel souvenirs or vintage finds that hold special memories. Each piece can tell a story of an adventure or a cherished moment from the past. Whatever it is, choose pieces that bring you joy. Surround yourself with items that make you happy and reflect your personality. Don't be afraid to mix and match different types of items. That's what gives a gallery wall its charm. Combining various elements can create a unique and eclectic look. Now let's think about the overall style. What kind of aesthetic are you aiming for? Do you lean towards a clean and modern look, or are you drawn to something a little more eclectic and vintage? Your style preference will guide your choices. Defining your style will help you narrow down your choices and create a cohesive feel. It will ensure that all the pieces work together harmoniously. Color plays a big role in setting the tone too. The colors you choose can influence the mood and atmosphere of the room. Do you envision a wall with pops of color, or are you drawn to a more monochromatic palette? Both options can be stunning, depending on your personal taste. Sticking to a consistent color scheme, even if the frames are different, will help tie everything together. This approach can create a sense of unity and balance. Think about those beautiful old homes with years of collected treasures. Each item has a story and adds to the overall character of the space. The beauty of a gallery wall is that it's a work in progress. It's never truly finished and can evolve over time. You can always add to it, rearrange it, or swap things out as your style evolves. This flexibility allows your gallery wall to grow and change with you. Now that you've gathered your treasures, let's find the perfect spot to display them. Walk around your home and think about the walls that naturally draw your attention. The living room is always a great choice, especially above the sofa. Hallways are another fantastic option. They're often overlooked, but a gallery wall can turn a narrow hallway into an inviting entryway. Don't forget about staircases. The ascending wall space is perfect for a gallery wall that draws the eye upward, creating a sense of height and grandeur. When choosing your wall, consider the size and scale of your space. A large blank wall can handle a more expansive gallery wall, while a smaller wall might call for a more curated selection. Think about the flow of the room, too. Trust your gut. You'll know when you found the right fit. Now comes the fun part, choosing the frames. This is where your creativity can truly take flight. This is where you can really let your personality shine. Think of it as curating a mini art exhibition in your own home. Just like a good pair of shoes can complete an outfit, the right frames can make all the difference in your gallery wall. They can enhance the artwork and tie the whole look together. Don't be afraid to mix and match different frame styles, sizes, and finishes. This can add depth and interest to your display. A collection of mismatched frames can add a touch of whimsy and personality, while a more uniform look can create a sense of order and sophistication. Both approaches have their own unique charm. If you're going for a more eclectic look, try pairing vintage frames with modern ones, or mixing different materials like wood, metal, and even fabric. This can create a dynamic and visually engaging gallery wall. The key is to create a sense of balance and harmony even within the variety. Aim for a cohesive look that feels intentional and well thought out. For a more minimalist feel, stick to a limited color palette and choose frames with clean lines and simple designs. This can create a sleek and modern aesthetic. You can still add visual interest by varying the sizes and orientations of the frames. This keeps the eye moving and adds a dynamic element to your wall. If you're framing photos or artwork, consider using mats to add a professional touch and create visual breathing room around your pieces. Mats can also help to highlight and frame the artwork itself. Don't forget about the hardware. The right hooks and nails can make all the difference in ensuring that your frames are hung securely and straight. Proper hardware can also prevent damage to your walls and frames. Before you start hammering nails into the wall, let's take some time to plan out your gallery wall layout. This step is crucial to ensure that your final display looks cohesive and well thought out. This is where the magic really starts to happen. The best way to do this is to lay everything out on the floor in front of your chosen wall. By doing this, you can visualize the entire arrangement and make adjustments easily. This will give you a chance to play around with different arrangements and see what looks best before you commit to anything permanent. You can move pieces around, swap them out, and try various configurations until you find the perfect layout. Start by placing your largest or most eye-catching piece in the center, and then build outward from there. This central piece will serve as the focal point and anchor for your entire gallery wall. Think of this piece as the anchor of your gallery wall. It sets the tone and draws the eye, making it a crucial element in your design. Don't be afraid to experiment with different heights and groupings. Varying the heights of your frames can add a dynamic and interesting visual effect to your gallery wall. You can create visual interest by hanging some pieces higher or lower than others, or by grouping similar items together. This approach can make your gallery wall feel more curated and intentional. If you're going for a more symmetrical look, imagine an invisible line running down the center of your wall and try to keep the arrangement balanced on either side. Symmetry can provide a sense of order and harmony to your display. For a more organic and relaxed feel, embrace asymmetry. This means that the arrangement doesn't have to be perfectly balanced, and you can have more fun with different heights and groupings. Asymmetry can make your gallery wall feel more spontaneous and lively. As you're arranging your pieces, pay attention to the spacing between them. Consistent spacing can help create a cohesive look, while varied spacing can add an element of surprise and interest. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to create a gallery wall layout. The most important thing is that it reflects your personal style and makes you happy every time you look at it. So, take your time, experiment, and enjoy the process of creating your perfect gallery wall. Now that you've got a layout you love, it's time to test it out on the wall before you start making any permanent holes. This is where those paper templates come in handy. Simply trace the outline of each frame onto a piece of paper, making sure to mark where the top of the frame is. Then, cut out the paper templates and use painter's tape to adhere them to the wall in your desired arrangement. This is a great way to visualize how your gallery wall will look without the commitment of putting holes in the wall. You can easily move the templates around until you're happy with the placement. Once you've got everything where you want it, use a level to make sure that all of your templates are hanging straight. If you're happy with the placement, use a pencil to lightly mark the top center of each template on the wall. Using paper templates is a simple but effective way to ensure that your gallery wall turns out exactly how you envisioned it. Now comes the moment of truth, hanging your gallery wall. But don't worry, with a little patience and the right tools, you'll have your masterpiece up in no time. Before you start hammering, gather your supplies. A hammer, nails, or picture hanging hooks, a level, and maybe a second pair of hands for those larger pieces. It's always helpful to have someone hold the frame in place while you're getting it situated. Start by hanging your center or focal piece first, using the pencil mark you made earlier as a guide. Once it's up, use your level to make sure it's hanging straight. From there, work your way outward, hanging the remaining pieces one by one. Refer back to your paper templates and pencil marks to ensure that everything is spaced evenly. As you're hanging, step back every so often to assess your progress and make sure that everything looks balanced and harmonious. Don't be afraid to make adjustments as you go. Once all of your pieces are hung, take a step back and admire your handiwork. Your gallery wall is almost complete, but it's missing one crucial element: you. Now it's time to infuse your personality and make it truly your own. Think about those little details that make your heart sing. Maybe it's a framed piece of your child's artwork, a vintage map from a memorable trip, or a collection of antique keys that you've been collecting for years. Don't be afraid to mix and match different textures and materials. A woven basket, a small shelf displaying your favorite trinkets, or even a trailing plant can add depth and dimension to your gallery wall. Consider incorporating a mirror or two. Mirrors not only add light and depth to a space, but they can also create the illusion of a larger room. If you're drawn to a more bohemian vibe, try adding a tapestry or textile art piece to your gallery wall. Remember, the beauty of a gallery wall is that it's a reflection of you and your unique story. Congratulations! You've created a beautiful and personal gallery wall that brings joy every time you look at it. But the journey doesn't end there. Just like our lives, our homes are constantly evolving. As your style changes and you collect new treasures, don't be afraid to refresh your gallery wall to reflect your current tastes. Swap out old pieces for new finds, rearrange the frames for a fresh perspective, or add a new coat of paint to the wall itself for a dramatic transformation. You can also update your gallery wall seasonally. Incorporate warm colors and cozy textures for fall, add festive touches for the holidays, or bring in fresh greenery and floral prints for spring. Your gallery wall is a reflection of you, so let it evolve and grow alongside you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this guide, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more home decor tips and inspiration. I can't wait to see the amazing gallery walls you create. Remember, your home should be a reflection of you, your passions, your memories, and your unique style. Don't be afraid to experiment, have fun, and make it your own. See you next time, everyone.